We're joined by a member, Fix Politics Initiative, Remi Sonaiya. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on your program tonight.
It's our pleasure. How do you see the current electoral laws and regulations in Nigeria compared to what is best practice in other democracies?
Well, what we decided, the general consensus at today's meeting, which was organized by Yiaga Africa, and please permit me to recognize the incredible work being done by the team of very young people that we have in Yiaga Africa. People like Samson Itodo, Cynthia Mbamalu, and they are redefining the whole area of democracy for us. They had the elections 101 and 5, all those series before the elections where they were sensitizing the general populace. And then more recently, Democracy 101 and 5, where for 5 minutes they take us through ideas, concepts that are important to democracy. So I really do want to commend them for the good job that they are doing. What we realized and came away with is the fact that there's still so much more that we can do as Nigerians. Other countries are finding dynamic, disruptive methods of addressing issues that confront them. And we in Nigeria must address our issues too with a great deal of seriousness. We cannot continue to pretend that everything is fine when things are obviously not fine. We spend a whole lot of money on elections. What do these elections deliver for us? There are issues of contention, hardly do we have any election that goes without problems, delays, ballot box snatching, voter intimidation, all kinds of things. And then the results are constantly being contested. You
Indeed.
don't spend that much money and have that kind of results is definitely not acceptable. There is need for more inclusion. Women, people living with disabilities are still not getting elected in Nigeria. Why?
We do have a myriad of issues indeed that needs to change. But where to start sometimes is the question. What role does the Electoral Commission, in your view, play in the calls for reform? And what changes do you propose for its structure or operations?
Well, people have been calling for the unbundling of INEC for quite some time. Maybe it's time now to seriously look at it. The matter came up again. Even the people who came from INEC did recognize that INEC was overburdened. Indeed, the Professor Yakubu himself had said this before. So it might be time to really ensure that INEC is not asked to bite more than it can comfortably swallow. Maybe somebody was saying the regulations of political parties in terms of the conduct of their primaries, that does not have to be under the purview of INEC. So let us seriously consider things that we need to do to deliver better elections for ourselves. And then, of course, there's the lingering disappointment, especially in these last elections, about the failure of technology to deliver on the promise that we thought it held for us. Why did the IREV not function as we expected, especially for the presidential elections. We need to have greater clarity, greater transparency in terms of the handling of these matters. Because, by the way, the launch of the report by Yaga is titled, the document is titled Electoral Trust Restored. That's a question. Do we have trust in our electoral systems, the processes, INEC, and the data presented to us was that trust is diminishing. If we had any before, the little we had is even going down. And that is not good for our democracy, for people not to have confidence in the processes through which we elect our leaders. So there's a great deal of work for us to do, for the political parties, INEC, and for the electorate too. We must all work together to develop a culture of sound values, sound democratic values, and practice those for the good of our nation.
True. What about the institution itself? Strategies that we could adopt to ensure independence and impartiality of electoral institutions?
Yes, well, we had also been mentioning the matter of the appointment of the chairman of INEC, and wondering whether the INEC chairman being appointed by the president was the best. It's probably not in line with the best practices around the world. And there are other issues that should come up as well. Look, Senegal just elected a new president as an independent candidate. If Nigerians do not fully trust the political parties, because it is clear that there has been capture, the system has been captured. So how can we deliver credible elections for ourselves? This is also an area that we need to look into. And the use of money, the matter of money came up as well, not only in terms of the huge sums of money that we expend on the conduct of our elections, but also the fact that political office is far too lucrative in Nigeria. That is why getting into office is accompanied by so much violence. People are willing to risk everything to get into office.
We certainly have our work. We certainly have the work. I said we certainly have the work cut out for us. More needs to be done.
We do have our work cut out for us. Definitely.
I wish we had more time, but that's where we'll have to leave it now. Thank you so much for speaking with us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.